Are you bored of this hairstyle yet? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hello if you're new, it's really good to have you. Can you see that wee rainbow on my wall? Basically, the wee tea light holders that I've got over there create little rainbows all over my flat when the sun shines through them. It's really cute. Anyway, off topic. Kind of on topic actually. Today we're filming a moving out Q&A. So I'm very aware that I have only been moved out for 2 weeks and I'm over here acting like I've been moved out for years and I know it all. That is not the case. I just kind of asked over on my Instagram for video ideas because I was kind of like lacking in inspiration, not motivation, inspiration. Was happy as Larry to film, couldn't figure out what to film. So somebody actually said, I'd like to know a few things about you moving out. So I thought I'd just incorporate it into a video. Like I said, I asked over on Instagram for questions about moving out and quite a few people sent some in. So I'm just gonna fire straight into them, and yeah, if you want to know anything about moving out or about me moving out specifically, then keep watching. Somebody actually asked how much like my rent and stuff is. I don't really know how comfortable I feel actually explaining exactly how much my rent is. I don't know if that's me just being daft, but I feel like it's a bit of a weird question to ask when you don't know me personally. Like if you were my friend then yeah, but this girl doesn't know me personally, so I'm not going to answer it. Typical rent for a 1-bed flat can range from like 375 to about 470 or something, around about that. So yeah, just kind of bear in mind that's kind of like the range ish for a 1-bed flat when I was looking at anyway. You could maybe get one for more expensive or cheaper if you want a studio flat or anything like that, but mine is between that range. How long were you flat hunting for? So I started flat hunting properly like in the excuse me how pale my hands are, I haven't tanned yet, I'm doing that today. I started flat hunting in the first lockdown when the pandemic actually started. That's when I first decided, right, okay, I'm actually moving out. And then I got dismissed from my job at the time due to COVID, but more to the fact that they didn't like me. So obviously things took a back seat, and then I got a new job in about 3.5 months later. So I started my flat hunt around about Christmas time. Yeah, around about Christmas time, and that wasn't even like flat viewings or anything like that. That was just kind of having a wee look around to see what was out there. So I would say properly flat hunting 2 or 3 months. It wasn't long at all before I got this flat. Did you have anything specific you were looking for? White and grey, pretty much. Especially the kitchen. I did not want wooden like brown work tops and cupboards and stuff. That was just not what I wanted. I wanted like a white and grey kitchen especially, but the whole flat I would have liked to be white and grey, which it is. So yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for. A really nice, light, pretty flat. I didn't have anything specific within location. Obviously, because I live like in like the centre of a city, I needed somewhere to park, and originally I was kind of looking somewhere with free parking. Like I didn't really want to pay a permit, but that's because I didn't know how much the permits were. I was thinking they were like £100 a month, because when I worked in town and didn't live in town, I paid about £100 a month to park so that I could go to work. So I just assumed it was going to be the same, but it's not. It's a lot cheaper than that. So originally I was looking for like somewhere with street parking, but as soon as I knew that there was permit parking available and it wasn't as expensive as I thought, I then started like branching out my search to like in town and stuff as well. Where did you get your silver flowers from? They weren't actually silver, they're from the range. The stems were green, but I spray painted them silver because I wanted everything to match. Why didn't you move out sooner? That's none of your business. I wasn't very well for a while. I was quite unwell for quite a few years, and due to that I couldn't actually work. I wasn't able to work. It wasn't a choice, like I was not well enough to work at all. So that was until I was about 21, 22 maybe. That's when I properly started working. And even then, like, I was in such like a low paid job at that time, and I wasn't working many hours, so I couldn't move out then. And then when I got my last job, it was fine for a while, and then I honestly just hated it so much. It just depressed me so much. It made me so unwell mentally again. So that kind of set me back as well. And then obviously I lost that job, which has turned out to be the best thing ever, thank God. But I lost that job when I was actually starting to feel a bit better and starting to look for apartments and stuff. But that was more masking, like the excitement of moving out was more masking how bad that job was for me. So it's all kind of worked out for the best. I always say everything happens for a reason, and it is so true. Everything has worked out the way that it was meant to work out, because if I had moved out while having that job, it would have just been so dangerous for me, because I just hated going to work. I never wanted to go to work. It was awful. So the reason I haven't moved out sooner is because I was too unwell and I was in terrible jobs basically. What were you most excited for? Just kind of having my own space. I like things a certain way, and when I was at my mum and dad's house I spent quite a lot of time in my room, purely just because it was the way that I liked it, and it made me feel really calm and really kind of like at home, whereas the rest of the house was very, I can't really understand, I can't explain it properly. It's gonna make me sound like I'm being so ungrateful that my mum and dad let me live at their house. That's not what I mean. But basically what I was most excited for was being able to have things the way that I like it and do things the way that I find them easiest to do and things like that, and just kind of having my own freedom, my own independence. Yeah, just having my own space and being able to do whatever I want whenever I want. Was there anything that you were worried about? Yes, I was so worried about my neighbours. So I came from a semi-detached house on quite like a quiet street to a apartment building. So I was so worried that I wasn't going to like any of my neighbours and that they were not going to like me, and that it was going to be noisy, and that I was going to move in, love the flat so much but just hate everybody around me, which would have been really mentally draining for me. But luckily, right next door to me, right through that wall, is the sweetest neighbour I could have ever asked for. He's the best. I love him so much already, and I've only known him 2 and a bit weeks. He is just so kind and caring and lovely, and I just adore him. And then there's neighbours downstairs. Like, I was carrying a suitcase the other day filled with clothes, and the guy like carried it up like 4 flights of stairs for me because it was heavy, bless him. And yeah, everybody just seems so lovely. So yeah, it was something that I didn't really need to worry about, but I spent a lot of time worrying about it. How did you find your house / flat? So I found it on Zoopla. So Zoopla is kind of like a website for like loads of different things, like houses, flats, like land, stuff like that. Like, there's loads of stuff you can search for on Zoopla. And basically when I first seen this on Zoopla, I liked the look of it. Like, I liked the kitchen and I liked the bathroom and stuff, because you see photos and stuff. But because I have sloped ceilings in here, I was like, right, I'll go and view it, but I don't think I'm gonna like it because I'm tall, like I'm 5'8". So I was so sure that I just wasn't gonna like it because of the sloped ceilings, and I was just gonna bang my head all the time. But I got here and I absolutely adored it. From the minute I walked in, like, I just loved it. It was just amazing. And the sloped ceilings actually, to me, kind of make it feel cozier, because they kind of like not shorten the rooms a bit, because the rooms are still big, but I don't know, they kind of like bring it in a wee bit so everything's a wee bit cozier, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's how I found it, Zoopla. I looked on so many different websites for apartments, and so did my parents and like my friends and stuff. Anytime anybody's seen one that they thought that would like, they sent it to me and I booked a viewing. So yeah, I would always recommend booking tons of viewings, even if you're not sure if you're gonna like it, because I was so not sure about this flat at all, and it ended up just being an absolute dream for me. So definitely keep an open mind and just apply for anything that you think might work for you. Did you get a removal company? Yes. So It was called My Dad, Boyfriend and Two Best Friends. Yeah, well my mum was there as well, but she came up the stairs and started cleaning the flat instead of moving stuff, so I'm sorry mum, I'm gonna have to leave you out of that one. It was more yeah, Joe and my dad especially did the heavy lifting, like the sofa and stuff like that. That was insane, trying to get the sofa up, because my staircase isn't like square, it's like round, so getting the sofa up there was a challenge and a half, let me tell you. So yeah, they helped me out so much, and I'm really grateful, because without them it would have been very, very difficult. Hannah and Emmy helped with bringing so much more stuff than I actually thought. I thought I wouldn't have that much stuff for them to bring, but I did. I had tons of stuff. So they really helped as well. They both got up really early and brought both of their cars. So we had 3 cars making trips to the flat and home again, and we got it done within like an hour. It was so smooth, and it was yeah, I was so grateful to them. They really, really helped. Who did you move in with? Me, myself and I. I don't live with anybody else, it's just me. I decided that I wanted to live on my own. It would have been a lot cheaper to get a roommate, but I decided that I didn't want one. I wanted to live on my own because I am a bit of a loner, which sounds really sad, but I do enjoy my own company. I like to be on my own. I sometimes get quite overwhelmed, especially like after work when I've had a busy day of speaking to people all day. Sometimes I like to come home and it just be just me on my own. And obviously I have Joe to stay quite a lot, and for me it's more comfortable having my boyfriend to stay when I don't have other people living in the house with me. How did you find buying everything in one go when you moved out? Was it dead expensive? I didn't buy everything in one go when I moved out. I spent about a year and a half collecting things. So the only things I bought when I moved into this flat were a coffee table, 2 rugs, a chest of drawers, which is going out by the way because it's a TV unit, a kettle and a toaster. No, I'd already got cutlery, like I'd collected so much stuff. A kettle and toaster, just like cleaning bits and stuff like that. Like I did not buy much at all when I moved into this flat because I collected so much stuff. Over like a year and a half, I would always recommend doing that when you first start to decide that you want to move out, or even before, start collecting little bits. I know it's not easy when you don't know exactly what kind of place you're going to end up with, but I knew exactly what I wanted and I knew that my mind wouldn't change. So it was so easy for me to buy like these pillows and like pink blankets and like my lamp and stuff like that. Well, actually my lamp was a present, but I knew that my flat was going to be pink, white and grey, and that my mind was not going to change. So it was easier for me to buy things. But I didn't buy my sofa before I moved, before I'd found the flat. Actually I did, that's a lie. I bought it the day before I got accepted for the flat. But I knew that like this sofa was going to be the smallest I was going to go, because despite it only being me, like if I have friends over I'm going to want them to be able to sit on the sofa. So it's stuff like that. Like I would always recommend maybe not buying the big things before you get into your flat, but or your house or whatever, but always maybe buy like little bits, because then you're not spending a crap ton of money when you move into the flat. Because let me tell you, if I'd had to buy everything that I already had when I moved in, I wouldn't be able to pay my rent. What do you miss most about being at home? My cat. My wee cat, Bobby White Socks. I miss just going and picking him up and annoying him. I miss having a pet. Yeah, I miss having a pet. I'm actually thinking about getting a hamster. I'm really tempted to get a wee dwarf hamster. Might go and look at them today actually. I'm tempted. Anyway, yeah, having a pet is probably what I miss. I also miss like, obviously like, it's really strange when you move into a flat and it's kind of just you on your own and everything's like quiet, and like it's little bits like hearing like my mum and dad downstairs, or hearing my dad like just hearing people moving around. It's really weird when all of a sudden it's just quiet kind of thing. Yeah, just little bits, I think, things that you wouldn't think that you'd miss that you actually do. This next question actually kind of ties in with that. Do you feel lonely? No, not so far. I really don't. I really don't, because like I said, when I was at my mum and dad's I spent a lot of time in my room because I am a bit of a loner. I quite like my own company, quite like just having quiet time. So no, I've not really felt lonely, I guess. I haven't really which is good. So that is all the questions that I'm going to answer. This wasn't supposed to be like a very informative video, so if you're sitting there thinking, well, I've not really been given that much information, then that's fine, because that's not what this was meant to be about, because I haven't been moved out long enough to be able to give you tons of actual real information about moving out. It was just a wee Q&A about my experience so far. Quite a lot of people have said to me kind of like, has it taken you like a while to get into like a rhythm and stuff like that? Yeah, kind of. It is. It's kind of taken me a while to learn, okay, right, well I need to do this on this day and I need to do this, and kind of work out what uses like the most money on my electric and stuff like that. But as soon as you kind of figure all that stuff out and get into your own wee rhythm, it's just the best feeling, and I have kind of finally started to figure everything out and I'm just having the best time. So thank you so much to everyone who's watched the video, who sent in questions, and who of course have supported me through moving into my own little princess palace. I've got itchy back, don't mind me. Yeah, of course, to everybody who's supported me moving into the flat as well. It's been so appreciated. Yeah, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. I can't remember how to end my video. If you have enjoyed this video, there we go. If you have enjoyed this video, please give me a like, comment, share, etc, whatever takes your fancy. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you do want to join the wee fam I'm creating over here on YouTube, then give me a wee subscribe. We're a lovely bunch so far and we'd love to have you. That came out so quick because I was so scared I was going to forget it again. Take care. I'll see you on my next video. Bye guys.